I lost almost $3,000 in minutes because of breaking news that hit when I was in a trade. Not because my setup was bad, not because I FOMO'd in, but because a headline dropped out of nowhere and nuked my position. Look, I could have not filmed this. I could have moved on and pretended this never happened. But here's the thing. I'm going to show you exactly what went wrong, what I felt, how I handled it, and saved me from a high 5-figure financial disaster. Because anyone can teach you how to win, but I'm going to show you how to survive. After that loss, I stood at a crossroad every single trader faces after getting absolutely bagged. Path 1, crash out and convince myself I can fix it right now. Path 2, walk away, protect myself from myself. And here's the thing, I wanted to crash out. The urge was screaming at me. My hands are shaking. My brain was going 100 miles an hour trying to figure out how to fix this. So in this video, I'm going to show you the complete breakdown, the trade, the loss, the emotions, and the framework that'll save you from making the biggest mistake of your trading career. Because your worst trading decisions, they don't happen when you're calm. They happen in the 5 minutes right after you getting bagged. This is how I lost $2,960.90 in minutes and didn't make it worse. Let's get into it. This is how I lost $2,960.90 in minutes. On 10/10/25, okay, last month, I lost about 3K in minutes. You may be thinking, Ellie, you know, that's someone's paycheck and blah, 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 blah. Yes, so here's a screenshot from my brokerage showing that I lost about 3K on options off one trade in minutes. People think that in trading that you don't take losses. That's not how this game goes. I personally take losses all the time, which we'll get into. However, this was a notable loss, okay? You're losing someone's paycheck in a couple days. It is what it is. Actually, sorry, not a couple days, a couple minutes. Okay, so what did I feel? I had genuine rage. I was fuming. I was very, very upset, okay? Now, people think that, you know, Ellie, you've been trading for 6 years. You run X, you post all this content, and yada, yada, yada. Yeah, but I'm also human, okay? So I don't want you to think I'm some superhero. That's not how this works. So what did I feel? I was angry. I was pissed. I'm not gonna lie. I was pissed. How is this possible? Why me? Blah, you know, all those thoughts that go in your head. Like, my hands were actually shaking. That's how mad I was. I was panicking, okay? I just lost my old company's paycheck in literally minutes. Now, you know, this is part of the game. I was embarrassed, okay? Remember, I post content all the time. I help new traders become profitable. I run a free community. I stream. I do everything. Trading is everything to me, okay? And I should have known better, right? That's what I was telling myself. But however, this situation is a little bit different. And lastly, we're all too familiar feeling is the urge to fix it. Oftentimes, when an emotional trauma event happens, okay, when you take a big loss in trading, it's actual trauma, okay? You ever hear PTSD? Yeah, when you lose your paycheck in minutes, it's trauma. Don't care who you are unless you have 3 yachts and you're racing them with Jeff Bezos, okay? You're going to have the urge to fix it. It's the most common mentality that I got to make this back, okay? That's the first thing you want to do. However, in this situation, since it was 3K, I wanted to crash out. I wanted to go crazy. I wanted to go nuts. I felt it in my body. So what was the setup? Let's talk about the setup first. So the setup was very clean. We can see the stock's above the pre-market high, the previous day high. So what are we going to do? We're going to wait for the LE model. Remember, levels first and then EMAs. So the EMA in the situation's a little too far. So ideally we want to come up and then we take the EMA once it gets over the level. However, there's no entry here, okay? And I'm going to show you why. There's no entry here because it didn't get above right off the open. It came right back down the pre-market high. Sure, it tested the previous day high, but it has to be above both. This EMA, it's no good here. This EMA has to be above the level to take it. So is there an entry here? We can see that the stock tried to get above the pre-market high off the open and then popped down below. I wanted to include this slide because this is not an entry off the EMA. There is no entry here off the EMA because it is not above both the levels. It has to clear both levels in order for our entry to be valid. So the question is did you make money here? And the answer is no, you got bagged. You decided to just buy off a random purple line because you watch a YouTube video and you think you know everything, and what? The price went down to the lows. This is not a valid entry. However, later in the day, it's set up again. And this is where my downfall started. So here's the reset up, okay? This is also called a reclaim. I'm not really gonna go into this too much, but this is what we call a reclaim setup. So we can see it gets back above the pre-market high, the previous day high, perfectly retest it. Not only do we get a level retest, the pre-market high, which is right here, we also get an EMA retest. This is the LE model in literally perfect form. So what did I do? I entered. You can see I bought 2 lots of contracts. I bought my first, okay, my starters at 1039 once it came down a little bit. And then I bought more at 1041. So I bought 2 lots at an average of about 240 per contract, ready to rock and roll. Also note the expiration, okay? So I lost this money on 1010. This was Friday 0 DTE lottos, okay? One thing I will say is anytime you take a big loss, it's probably on a Friday or when you're trading lottos. Don't know why? No, I do know why. It's because they move really fast, and you're going to see this as we go through. And what happened? As soon as I entered, the next candle did not hold, and I blew half my money, about 42%. You can see my average is 240, and I sold at 158 on the market order, okay? And I lost about 42% of my money in approximately 5 minutes, okay? So that 42% accounted for about $3,000, okay? $3,000 gone in a couple minutes. But here's the thing. Imagine if I held. Imagine if that shock, okay, that stop out, that headline hitting, okay? Imagine if I held. I would have lost all of that money. So I stopped out, you can see, at 1057, okay? Notice it's at market because it's a stop loss market order, okay? If it hits something, it's going to market me out. Basically, we call this the GTFO button, okay? If it hits here, it's going to get me the F out of here. Imagine if it didn't hit. Imagine if I had a limit and it went down even further and I didn't get filled. And I came back to my desk and now I'm down 99%, okay? That $3,000 loss, that's not going to be a 7K loss in minutes, all because I didn't manage my risk. And also, a lot of times, people will remove their stop loss in this and start getting cases of hopium and think that the stocks can go up. Don't do that. But imagine if I held. I would have lost 99% of my money. I would have had a very bad day. But what happened? Why did I take such a big loss? Well, it's because our leader of our country decided to make a post and start beefing with China. I'm not going to get into that. The market didn't like it. It is what it is. The headline came out. I got bagged. So here's a trading crossroad. After every loss, especially a big loss, maybe even unavoidable loss, you have two options. You can either crash out or you could be a professional. Now, people seem to think that trading is like this new thing, okay? Trading is a profession. Our profession is in risk management. Our profession is also run as a business, okay? Now, if your boss gave you a rash of shit at work, okay, you're not going to crash out and start flipping tables. Why? Because you're going to fire your dumbass and you're not going to have a job and you're not going to be able to feed your family. Same thing goes in trading, okay? If you start crashing out and trading, you blow all your money, you're not going to be able to trade tomorrow. And therefore, your account's gone and your trading career is over. Trading is a profession. You need to be professional at all times, no matter how hard it gets. So remember, after a big loss, you have two options. You can be a crash out or you can be professional or an adult about it. Now, I'm almost an adult, okay? So I speak for myself. My older crowd that's watching this video, you know how it goes when you get the anger flown, okay? So what did I do? After this, I followed a 4-step process. Step 1, all my charts and scanners, they're getting turned off, okay? All my trading views, my Weebles, everything I have up, it's gone, okay? We're not looking at that. We don't even want to know. It's almost like when something bad happens, okay? Like when your ex-wife cheats on you, you know, you want to like text her a bunch of mean things, right? But you have her number blocked or you blocked her on Instagram. You don't have the number, right? So you just need to do something to kind of get that emotion out. So what do? Close all your charts, your scanners, okay, your watch list, it's all closed. Second, okay, so that's step 1, cross that out. Step 2 is turn off the PC, okay? So I have a trading computer, a trading rig, we call it. Turn that off, okay? Full shutdown. We're not putting it in sleep mode. No, full shutdown, all the screens off. Because remember, you're emotional, so you feel like you have to do something to fix it. However, you want that fix it to be productive, not destructive. Big difference there. Step 3. Delete all the trading apps, okay? Delete off your phone, off your iPad, get it all off, okay? Remember, you're emotional in this state, but I want you clicking buttons, okay? I don't want to click buttons. Get it off your screen. You don't want to look. You don't want to know what happened. It's kind of like, you know, pretend it didn't exist, okay? So step 2 is done, step 3, and step 4, okay? Mandatory 10-minute timeout. So I try to use AI to take a picture of me and like make me like a kid in timeout because I was acting bad. But instead it's just me eating fruit in a Miami penthouse, which I think is even cooler. But mandatory 10-minute timeout. Okay, you might notice LED trades a 10-minute chart and you take the 10-minute timeout, but that's a story for another time. But you gotta take a timeout, okay? You have to sit with your emotions and you gotta process the whole thing until you're ready to trade again, okay? You need to protect me from me. I need to protect myself from crashing out. That's what you have to do. So that is why non-negotiable, mandatory 10-minute timeout. You're going outside, you're finding all the grass you can find. Even if you live in the desert, you get in your car and go find some grass. I'm telling you, you have to do this. Your worst decision happened right after a loss. I'm telling you, I've done it time and time again. Your worst, I mean your absolute worst decisions happen right after a loss. I should say big loss, but you get the idea. Why? Because your decision-making framework, it's corrupted, okay? It's almost like it's a glitch in your brain or a glitch in your computer. It's not working right now, okay? And you're not gonna force it to work, okay? It has a troubleshoot. You gotta call tech support and yell at them for 2 hours just for you to change your internet plan. You guys already know, okay? And also, you can start buying dips. You can start getting so irrational that on a big flush out, you're like, this is too low. You start buying dips and it goes lower and lower and lower. Why? Because you're emotional. Everyone knows that when you make an emotional decision, it never ends well, okay? That's how sales guys get you when you buy your new Lambo, okay? They make you feel emotional that you need it, and you somehow come out the lot with a car that's 4 times as expensive as you initially thought it was going to be. Why? Because you're not being rational, okay? You're not being rational in a situation. Your logic, everything, it's gone. Your hands are even shaking. If your hands are shaking, you probably shouldn't, okay, be trading stocks. Why? This is what we talk about when we talk about the caveman brain, is your mind is too active, so you need to shut it off. When your mind is firing, all your receptors are going, it's almost like you're the fight or flight response, okay? You probably learned this from your therapist, okay? The flight or flight, right? Okay, it's either you're gonna go beat the guy up or you're gonna run. You can't really make good financial decisions during this time. Now, this is the framework that I follow every time I get bagged, okay? So you can use this, you can fill it out how you want. So any loss, let's say for me, over $3,000, okay? $3,000. Now, I know my loss was like $40 away. You get the idea, okay? 10-minute break, okay? You need a 10-minute break. You got to step away. You have to clear the head. You almost have to pretend nothing happened. You have to delete your trading apps and your brokerages, okay? Because you don't want to think you see some 80 Maytap that's not there and start hammering it and turn this 30K loss into a 10K loss, okay? Been there, done that. Don't do it. Go walk around. You got to go move the body, listen to some music, call some people, just get out and about. You got to go walk around. Sitting at your desk, you're going to feel really tense. Your shoulders are going to hurt. You're really going to feel it. Just got to go walk around. Your emotions, they got to be back in check, okay? If you still feel a little frazzled and you're not focused, okay, that's not it. Your emotions aren't back in check. It may take a couple days. That's okay. And lastly, and most importantly, is acceptance of the loss. I cannot tell you, okay? I used to have this guy, he used to DM me, be like, Elliot, I lost $170,000. I need to make this back. All this guy talked about for months of me working with him is I lost this money, I need to make it back. I lost this money, I need to make it back. And I told him straight up, until you accept that you lost that money, you're never going to make it, because every trade you take, you're going to say, oh, I made $100, okay? Yeah, but I need to make back $100K. So what's $100, right? That type of decision making is absolutely toxic to the mind. And that guy wound up disappearing, but you need to accept the loss, especially if you're a new trader. If you lost 5K, it's all good, man. I promise you, it's all going to be okay. You need to fully accept it. If you do not accept it, you will not be able to move on. I cannot stress this enough. I'm sorry, I went on a tangent there, but you get the idea, okay? And lastly, you have to check every single one of these boxes, okay? Every single one of these boxes, without a doubt, no uncertainty to trade again, okay? If the pain is still there, you're going back to paper trading for a few days. You cannot have real money in the market because you just can't. You got to let that, you ever hear the stages of grief? It's the same thing we're doing here. It's just money and not a loved one, okay? So make sure once the pain is gone, maybe paper trades, you still feel like you're doing something, but you don't want to put yourself in a situation and make it worse. I'm telling you, this stuff spirals fast. Here's the thing, okay? The reality of trading, and this is me speaking directly to you. People seem to like that I keep things pretty raw and uncut, okay? So you will get bagged. LED, I get bagged all the time, okay? I don't want you to think I have 100% win rate and I go crazy. No, I get rinsed on a daily basis. It's part of the game. You will have bad days. You're going to have stretches of days where you feel like nothing is working and you're questioning everything. I've been there, okay? I've had multiple back-to-back red days, and I'm like, dude, what am I doing in my life? Why did I sign up for this? And sometimes I laugh, and I'm like, this is a nuts life to live. Why did I sign up for this? Okay, you'll feel like nothing's working. You'll literally start to think that ICT might be a valuable strategy. You might be like, well, I see these guys on Twitter and they're trading futures and prop firms. I'm going to switch over there and that's how I'm going to make all my money. Don't mind you, okay, this is me speaking to myself. I spent 6 years learning large caps, small caps, and options, trading EMAs. No, because I have a 2-day red day, I'm going to go learn a new strategy that doesn't even work. Makes no sense, okay? This is the reality of trading, and I hope you get this. You probably feel like I'm talking to you directly, but this is the name of the game. This is what we sign up for. If you do not want to sign up for any of this stuff, just buy the S&P 500 and invest your life, okay? Just buy the S&P 500 don't come to the stock market. Because if you want to be good, you have to understand this. It's part of the game. Like, I have friends, they'll lose like 40, 50K in a day, and they just laugh about it. They're like, oh yeah, I'll make it back tomorrow. I'm like, dude, what? Like, but that's where you need to be. If you want to be at the high level, you need to have thick skin at the highest level. And remember, after moments like this, okay, when I took that loss, I kept telling myself the only way I was able to finally calm down is because what matters most in trading is what you do next. That's all I have for you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Peace.